Welcome to another edition of the Truth Zone. As always, this is your host, Truth Seeker here. And before I get into today's show, I would ask always that you would please like the video and share this video wherever you can think of sharing it. And I wanted to talk about Alligator Alcatraz and how I find this to be very disturbing. Now, apparently, this is going to be used for illegal immigration. This is the running story. Honestly, I am starting to wonder if this is going to be used for something else here in the near future. Specifically, maybe even going after people who actually speak out against certain individuals or speaking the truth in general. That's what I am beginning to wonder. I am beginning to wonder if this is going to eventually tie into the Palantir digital ID, among other things. This is some very interesting times that we are living in, and I guess time will tell.
And you've thought of everything. Okay, so there are 4 gigantic tents. Let's come on over here, Governor. And people are thinking, okay, you're in the middle of the Everglades. It's hot. That would explain why you've got this bank of air conditioners here.
Yeah, so I mean, this is going to be, illegals will come in, they'll be processed, there'll be places for them to be housed, you'll have an ability for food, you'll have an ability for them to consult legal rights if they have that, because there is a process that's involved with this. So this is really everything. This is going to be a self-contained little area. And then, of course, you also have stuff for the staff that work here. So we've got laundry facilities, we've got showers, we've got, obviously, there you see the shower and bath facilities.
Yep, right there.
Yep.
Where do you go to get a bunch of bathrooms like that?
Well, so this is being done by the Division of Emergency Management. So when we have a hurricane, like we would actually have people stage here for hurricane response normally, anyways, but we have it. When we have all the linemen come in to do the power, we have to set up little areas for them. And so you have all this type of stuff. So this is not our first rodeo. The detainee illegal alien mission's a little bit different, and the deportations, but logistics, we know how to do that.
Right, and you know, for people thinking, okay, they're gonna put the migrants on this hot asphalt, it looks like you're building a subfloor, and in fact, some guys putting down the plywood.
Yeah, no, look, this will be, I mean, there's not going to be anything that they're hurting for anything. There'll be AC, there'll be things that everybody needs. There's medical here. So it's being done right. It's being done by the book.
Well, you know, when you think of the imagery of Alcatraz, Alcatraz is surrounded by a bay. Here in the Everglades, we're surrounded by, you're actually surrounded by gators and pythons.
So this is as secure as it gets. I mean, if a criminal alien were to escape from here somehow, and I don't think they will, you've got nowhere to go. I mean, what are you going to do? Trudge through the swamp and dodge alligators on the way back to 50, 60 miles just to get to civilization? Not going to happen. So not only that is it secure, it also takes this deportation mission out of the hair of our local and state law enforcement. This has no impact on Florida residents because some of that stuff can have an impact on them if it's in more populated areas. And so logistically, this really answers the call. All you need is a little bus to move them, you know, about 2,000 feet that way, then get on a plane and they're gone.
So I guess time will tell if this is going to be used for what they are saying it is going to be used for. Maybe at first it is going to be used for illegal immigration, but I just find this to be a little bizarre, and the timing of all of this is very interesting too, because how we have been having these riots with ICE involved and everything else, and now you have this facility that was put together in about 8 days. And it's very interesting that 8 is involved with all of this. And I will show you in a second why I find that to be very interesting, because 8 has a strong connection to one Donald Trump, specifically the number 88. But 8 in and of itself has a strong connection with Trump too, because obviously 88, 8. I mean, come on. This is just very interesting stuff. And I really believe that all of this is going to eventually tie into the Palantir digital ID. I believe that this will also tie into the coming smart cities and stuff like that. Because I honestly firmly believe they are going to start putting up similar facilities in different locations. And they are going to first say it's for illegal immigration. And they need these facilities, these heavily guarded facilities for illegal immigration. And then I believe it's going to eventually get to the point where it's going to involve people that are speaking the truth or speaking out against certain individuals, because Palantir is involved in a lot of stuff. Palantir, Meta, OpenAI, and Thinking Machines just had their executives sworn into the U.S. Army Reserve. So are you seeing where things are going? You have Palantir involved in a lot of stuff. You have Meta involved in a lot of stuff. All of these different things are involved in a lot of stuff. So I really think that this is all going to tie together for the coming digital ID. I believe all of this is leading to this. And then people that resist against the digital ID or resist against certain things are going to be placed in these camps, these FEMA-like camps, that conspiracy theorists, quote unquote, have been talking about for quite some time. And now you are seeing it because, again, Palantir, it's by no coincidence, they are involved with the military. They are involved with ICE, and this is all tying together because Palantir is also linked up with Trump and Vance. This is all done by design, in my honest opinion, and it's also a form of mockery in and of itself, and I will show you why I believe that to be the case too. But even right here, you see how heavily involved Palantir is with ICE. And again, there is a reason for this. There's a reason why you see all of these massive riots that have went on or are currently going on involving immigration and ICE and everything else, because this is all done by design. This is all about their order out of chaos. This is all about their total control. This is all about their police state. Because remember, Trump has went on record and talked about how he wants freedom cities to be built too. Remember that? And now you have this facility that was magically built within 8 days, put together, I should say within 8 days, for illegal immigrants. Again, you tell me what is going on. You also still have this Trump and Elon fake feud going on. And you have people asking Trump, oh, are you going to deport Musk? I mean, come on. This is all mockery and Freemason theater.
The rest. We got a lot of hostages back, but we're going to talk about the hostages. I don't know. I think we'll have to take a look. We might have to put Doge on Elon. You know what Doge is? Doge is the monster that might have to go back and eat Elon. Wouldn't that be terrible? He gets a lot of subsidies, Peter. But Elon's very upset that the EV mandate is going to be terminated. And you know what? When you look at it, not everybody wants an electric car. I don't want an electric car. I want to have maybe gasoline, maybe electric, maybe a hybrid, maybe someday a hydrogen. If you have a hydrogen car, it has one problem. It blows up, So I'm going to give that one to Peter. I'm going to let Peter test it out.
We now have video evidence that they're building tents on the new facility they're calling Alligator Alcatraz.
Massive migrant detention camp that already next month, 5,000 migrants will be housed in trailers and heavy-duty tents at this remote abandoned airfield.
Oh, the irony. So I guess it's not the FEMA camps that I should have been concerned about. It's now immigration detainment centers. I'm not sure about you guys, but in my own personal testimony in my walk, it was around 2014, 2015, where I woke up with the whole truther movement, everything going on. And back then, the whole theory was the FEMA camps back with Alex Jones and Jesse Ventura and their, shows talking about the FEMA camps, right, to be scared. And at that point, it was the fear of the Democrat left, right, Obama and the scary regime that he was a part of, that he's going to round up all the conservatives and, put you to the FEMA camps and re-educate you, the re-education centers. And the irony that I was worried about that then, but in reality, is actually going to be the conservative right that brings about this dystopian nightmare. As we can see, it is not just Alligator Alcatraz, but they are planning on building other immigration detention centers. Where in this article, we can see that Florida officials are pursuing plans to build a second detention center to house immigrants as part of the state's aggressive push to support the federal government's crackdown on illegal immigration. Now, of course, they are going to try and sell this as something good, noble, and righteous, that they are going to take the criminals off the streets. Now, what's concerning is how there is really no oversight of who they place into these facilities, as we have already seen with different news stories like this one right here, where a U.S. citizen was detained by ICE agents in downtown Los Angeles. Or with other news stories like this one right here, where an Iranian woman who has lived in the U.S. for 47 years was taken by ICE while gardening. And this is why this situation right here is super concerning, because where is the oversight? Where is the checks and balances? Because for right now, they are using the illegal immigrants as a Trojan horse to then bring about these detainment centers. But where is that line where possibly in the future, you can just send any criminal there? And as we can already see, they are going to weaponize this term right here into the future, where they are going to use the legal system to deem anybody who disagrees with specific policies as a criminal. I mean, my Lord have mercy, the writing is on the wall with what they are going to do against anybody who disagrees with this regime, as we see with Minnesota Republicans having a bill to define the whole Golden Dawn derangement syndrome, TDS, as a mental illness. As we can see, Representative Warren Davidson introduces a TDS Research Act of 2025, where it goes on to talk about how this TDS, this syndrome, has become an epidemic on the left. Where, as we can see, some individuals who suffer from this syndrome have participated in nationwide political and social unrest, even trying to assassinate the president. So in this bill, they want to investigate this syndrome's origins and contributing factors, including media's role in amplifying the spread of the syndrome, analyze its long-term impacts on individuals, communities, and public discourse, and where we can see, explore interventions to mitigate extreme behaviors. Oh, interesting. Kind of sounds like a re-education center to me. I wonder if that's going to be taking place at Alligator Alcatraz. Now let's continue informing strategies for a healthier public square. Maybe like taking away anybody who disagrees with the regime. I don't know. Provide data-driven insights. Interesting. So surveillance into how media and polarization shape political violence and social unrest. And of course, require an annual report to Congress. I really hope I don't have to explain to you guys what's super concerning about this right here. I hope that you can read between the lines and pick up what's being laid down. But the whole idea that if you have any disagreement with this regime, with the president, you are now deemed mentally ill with TDS, which I have experienced several times in the comment sections whenever I speak or criticize what this guy is doing, because in my opinion, he is bringing about the beast system of enslavement and control with artificial intelligence, with this false peace treaty that could possibly be the Daniel 9:27 covenant with many. Whenever I talk about this, I get comments that I have TDS, right? So that's super concerning, because I call out both sides. I talk about the left-right false paradigm, the Hegelian dialectic, how both sides are part of this demonic bird, demonic system, left-wing, right-wing, it doesn't matter. It has the same head. But of course, this demonic system wants to silence anybody who is calling out what's happening, spiritually speaking, and the greater agenda, the bigger perspective. So it is not surprising, but again, I just find it ironic that back in 2014, 2015, when I started my journey, my spiritual journey, waking up to what's going on, that I was all worried about the Fema cams and the left, but in reality, it's actually the right I should have been concerned about. Now, with that lovely, joyful news, how can I bring this back into some biblical spiritual teaching? Well, it's to keep your eyes focused upon the Lord, understanding that we are not friends with this world, that this world is hostile to followers of Christ. So if you find yourself a friend with this world, kind of like the New Apostolic Reformation, the whole Christian nationalist movement with this regime, you should be kind of questioning what's going on, because we are told that this world would hate followers of Christ, that this world hates Jesus. So what you're witnessing right now is false religion acting as if they are Christian, but they are the ones who are actually going to persecute the true church, those who are calling out what's going on. So count it all joy, like we see the disciples skipping away after they are persecuted for the name of Jesus. We just count it all joy, like James talks about in James chapter 1, that when we go through these temptations, these trials, these persecutions, that we understand it is to produce patience, it is to grow our faith, and that we count it all joy. And through these trials and tribulations, that we can pray for wisdom through it to see what the Lord wants from us. And what he truly wants from us is to fully depend upon him, seeking him in all ways, and remembering that the battle is in the mind, that we count it all joy, that we have peace, that we have hope. And the way that we do that is by resting in our identity, understanding the promises of God, knowing that everything down here is temporary, and that we can just look unto our heavenly citizenship that is going to be eternal. And speaking about eternity, we have eternal life right now, present tense, John 5:24, and that we are sealed for the day of redemption, and that we continue to look up, realizing that our redemption is drawing near. So just continue to walk with love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And the way that you do that is by going back to the promises of God, going back to his word, resting in the truth that he has given us in the Bible. So with that, guys, I love you all so much. Things are definitely just interesting, but we are peacemakers. We war in the Spirit by walking in the Spirit with the goodness of God. I love you all so much. God bless. Remember, the just shall live by faith.
And the reason I say it's all mockery is because remember when Trump ran on the term drain the swamp? And now you have the swamp being involved with surrounding these illegal immigrants. I mean, come on, the irony there. But again, this is all part of their plan. This is all part of their police state. This is all part of total control. And again, according to people like Benny Johnson, who's a shill in and of itself, this facility was put together within 8 days. 8 days. And again, that is very interesting because the number 8 has a strong connection to Donald Trump. 8 is the infinity symbol, and the infinity symbol sometimes will represent a snake eating its own tail. And we are in the year of the snake currently. And of course, Donald Trump was officially sworn in as the president in the year involving the year of the snake way back in January, and the year of the snake started around February. So we are in the year of the snake. Donald Trump in the past has also recited a poem involving a snake. So again, there is a reason for this. And again, the number 8 has been heavily tied to Donald Trump. 88 is heavily tied to Donald Trump. Trump in gematria adds up to 88 in one of the ciphers. And again, I use gematria as a reason to expose what these people are doing, what these people are about, because these people use these numbers for a reason, because these people are following a script. And what else is interesting, in gematria, Alligator, Alcatraz adds up to 47. Freemason adds up to 47, and Trump adds up to 47, and Trump is the 47th president. So again, is that all a coincidence? That all of this stuff is tied together with 47, Freemason, 8, and everything else? I don't think so. I think there is more to this than meets the eye. I do. Now, maybe I could be way off base, and maybe, just maybe, there is nothing to see here when it comes to this Alligator Alcatraz. I guess time will surely tell. But again, here is more mockery, because DeSantis is selling swamp-themed immigration crackdown merch at that. And again, that goes back to Trump talking about draining the swamp. They are literally showing you what exactly really is going on. How they are all part of the same club, how they are all part of the same agenda. They are literally laughing at you at this point because, again, drain the swamp, selling swamp-themed merch. I mean, come on. I don't see how people can't see how scripted and goofy all of this is. And I don't see how people can't see that this is all done by design. Because these people, again, are all part of the same club. They are all part of the same agenda. This is all about order out of chaos. This is what this boils down to at the end of the day. So I find it very interesting how they've built this facility. And again, they even have a certain task force against people speaking out against a certain group, that involves bagels. So again, you put 2 and 2 together on where this is going. Because from my viewpoint, from my vantage point, I firmly believe, this is just my opinion. Now, I'm not saying that anything in this video is facts. I'm just asking the questions. Why now? I believe, honestly, that more and more of these type of facilities are going to go up. And I believe that this is all tying together with the digital ID. That's just my opinion. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that I'm way off base. But regardless, this is very creepy, to say the least. This really is. All of this is very creepy stuff. Everything going on currently is very bizarre in the year 2025. I mean, it's been very bizarre for years. It really has. And it's just getting more and more weird. As always, what do you all think about this? Do you think that this facility will be used for more darker actions in the near future? As always, again, please share this video wherever, hit the like button, comment down below. And if you are new to the channel and you enjoy the content that I put out, please consider hitting that subscribe button and then selecting all notifications so you will never miss another upload on the channel. As always, God bless each and every one of you. And this is Truth Seeker signing out.